All In Sports Network. We love sports.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is All In Mizzou with Rogue Media. You know what it is, man. Thanks for being here. My hair is kind of nuts. Just got out of the shower. Went for a run this morning. If anyone's curious, felt good outside. Really starting to get really nice outside. I've got a great view here. This window right here is a great view of the wilderness. So I'm not in the wilderness, but I'm in there's trees and stuff out there that I'm looking at. So it's starting to get really pretty here, and that always is just good for my mood and everything. And I feel good. I'm also excited about the return of Mizzou football. Mizzou football coming off a bye after a loss to Vanderbilt 2 weeks ago. Now they host the number 3 ranked team in the country. In Texas A&M. Texas A&M. The old Texas A&M Fighting Aggies in College Station. Man, that team is a good team. They are really, really good. They're better than they were last year, and Mizzou got their doors blown by Texas A&M last year, really. I mean, they got obliterated by Texas A&M last year. I was there. Myself and the Columbia, Missourian beat writing crew had to make the whatever it was from Columbia, Missouri to College Station, Texas. It was like, I want to say it was like 12 hours, a 12-hour trip down to College Station. Really a cool experience because College Station there's not a ton going on there as a city, but Kyle Field is pretty spectacular. There's some weird stuff that A&M does. I'll tell some stories about that in a little bit, but this episode is going to be kind of random. I'm not going to do my full-fledged preview until tomorrow. So I thought I'd just talk about whatever I've kind of felt like. There's a couple things we need to talk about, and that is that the college football playoff poll, which is the poll that really matters. The AP poll no longer matters. The college football playoff poll is the one that matters now. That came out yesterday night, and I'll talk about that in a second. Actually, I don't know why. I'll just do that right now. But other than that, I have some things about Texas A&M and Missouri, kind of some interesting history, I guess. And yeah, we'll see what happens here this episode. It's going to be whatever I kind of feel like. But the college football playoff poll. So for those who don't know, the AP poll is a poll that is voted on by reporters, so beat reporters who cover college football every week. And it used to matter more than it does now, especially now because we know that sometimes AP poll voters don't really take it super seriously. And I mean, there's a story this year about one voter who, I don't remember what she did, but there was some weird ranking thing, and she basically said it didn't matter. So the AP poll is always kind of a fun thing for fans of teams that are good, but it doesn't matter otherwise. This is the one, the college football playoff poll is the one that matters because this is a committee that will vote from now until Selection Sunday. They will be the ones voting on who gets into the 12-team playoff. So this is the one that matters. Hold on. Playoff bracket. So I didn't go ahead and count these before, but I'll just read off what we need to know. So number 1, Ohio State, 2, Indiana. And then you have 4 straight SEC teams in this picture here. At number 3, obviously you have Texas A&M. No real surprise there. Really good team. Missouri. I don't know when the last time. Well, Georgia a couple years ago was number 1 when they came to Columbia, and Missouri almost beat them. But I mean, this is going to be a big matchup. Texas A&M is undefeated, 8-0. I think the only 8-0 team left in the SEC. Alabama number 4, Georgia number 5. I think that's all kind of exactly how. Let me see if I have that. my notes from last Monday's show. I think that's how the AP poll went. Wow. Yes, Texas A&M, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia were 3, 4, and 5 in the AP poll too. This is where it differs, though. Ole Miss was 7 in the AP poll. They're up to 6 in this, which I like. I like that. I think Ole Miss is really good. Their one loss being in Athens on the road against a Georgia team that is pretty good, is forgivable, I'd say. Texas is the next SEC team. They can come in at number 11. I think they're starting to really pick up momentum, and I think there is a world where they win the conference title. I know a few weeks ago I was really out on Texas, but that was because their quarterback was not playing well. The offense looked like a complete shell of its former self. Now you have Sarkisian starting to really look like he should as a play caller, and you have Arch Manning really getting comfortable. He's thrown for over 300 yards in 2 straight games for the first time in his career. So that's good. That's awesome. They're 11 in this. They were 13 in the AP poll. Oklahoma is number 12 in the country here in the college football playoff poll. That is down 1 from the AP poll where they were number 11. The next SEC team is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is number 16. So just on the outside looking in of the top 12 kind of bubble region. Texas and Oklahoma technically are also bubble teams because you have the automatic bids and whatever. But Vanderbilt number 16, they were 15 in the AP poll, so they go down 1 in this new poll. The next SEC team to show up is Missouri. Missouri was number 19 in the AP poll. They're number 22 in this poll. I think that is much more accurate in my opinion. I don't think Missouri at all looks like a top 20 team in the country. 22 seems like a more realistic spot for them. Tennessee is number 25 in this poll, the college football playoff poll. Of course, they were 23 in the AP poll. So there you go. That's how they kind of stack up with each other. This is the first edition of the AP poll, the college football playoff poll. Like I said, they'll do it from here every Tuesday till Selection Sunday. Right now, I'll tell you how the bracket looks, the 12-team bracket. You have your number 1 seed is Ohio State, obviously. 2, you have Indiana. 3, you have Texas A&M. 4, you have Alabama. So those 4 teams get buys to start. And then you have, your 8 versus 9 matchup is number 8 Texas Tech versus number 9 Oregon. I saw a big O and got a little colorblind. Texas Tech versus Oregon in what I believe that would be in Lubbock, which would be really exciting. The winner of that would move on to play Ohio State. Going to the number 2 Indiana side of the bracket, you have number 7 BYU, who is the highest ranked Big 12 team here, just above Texas Tech. They play number 10 Notre Dame. The winner of that would play Indiana. That would be in Provo, Utah. Number 3 side, so this is the Texas A&M quadrant of the bracket. You have number 6 Ole Miss hosting number 11 Virginia. That's pretty cool, man. Virginia used to be terrible. They got Chandler Morris in there now, who played quarterback at Oklahoma and then TCU and then North Texas. Fun fact, he was the starting quarterback on the TCU National Championship runner-up team until he got hurt pretty early on in the season, which allowed my favorite college football player of all time, Max Duggan, to step in and be the hero for TCU. But finally, Chandler Morris staying healthy, getting an opportunity, and he's got himself a playoff team. Maybe he can lead his team on another playoff run. And then on the 4 side of the bracket where Alabama is, you have number 5 Georgia hosting number 12 Memphis. The winner of that would play Alabama. So that's how this looks right now. Texas and Oklahoma are the first 2 teams out. So they're out looking in on the bracket right now, but obviously plenty of time to get back into it. Okay, what are we going to do now? Let's see. Texas A&M coming to town. Texas A&M, of course, has Marcel Reed, a great quarterback. He is like the 4th highest odds to win the Heisman right now. Really a great player. Eli Drinkwitz made a funny comment last year when Missouri was getting ready to play down there in College Station. My dogs are doing something weird. Hold on. Golly, these dogs, man. Oh, look who it is. Wanna come up here. Jump. Come on. Look, there she is. Oh, can you see them? Both of them. Look at those dogs, both of them. You just say something? Do you have something to say? No? All right, get down now. Go lay down. All right, sorry. It's always fun to get those visitors. Anyway, what was I saying? Marcel Reed. Oh, yeah, Drinkwitz. So when Missouri was gearing up to play in College Station last year, A&M had Connor Wigman. He was their starting quarterback, but he was hurt, so he hadn't played the week before. And Drinkwitz came out and said they should play Marcel Reed. He's the better quarterback. They ended up playing Wigman. Seemingly Missouri prepared to play Marcel Reed. Wigman destroyed Missouri, and he made a joke today about how he was the first big fan of Marcel Reed, which is pretty funny because that was a big deal because he kind of made a big prediction there. But, yeah, Marcel Reed, the fourth highest odds for the Heisman. Last time Missouri won against Texas A&M in Columbia was in 2013, and that was with the SEC East title on the line. That's when they used to have SEC East and West, and the winner of those divisions would go play in the SEC championship game. So it was Texas A&M versus Missouri. Texas A&M at Missouri. It was actually number 21 A&M at number 5 Missouri, and they had a Heisman quarterback there too, and Johnny Manziel. I'm not sure this is the year he won the Heisman, but they did have Johnny Manziel in there. Missouri held him to 195 yards and a touchdown. Missouri won that game 28-21 behind a 233-yard passing day from James Franklin. 2 touchdowns for him. Henry Josie had 96 yards and a touchdown on only 13 carries. So Missouri got the win there. That was the last time Missouri beat Texas A&M in Columbia. The series, Texas A&M leads the series 10-7. A&M is on a 2-game win streak. They beat Missouri in Columbia my freshman year in 2021, 35-14. That was actually my first introduction to the yell leaders. They brought their yell leaders to the game, and I was like, what the hell is going on with these guys? This is weird. And little did I know, it got way weirder. When I went to College Station, the next time these two teams played was last year in College Station. We went to College Station, and so we drove down there. It's like a 12-hour drive, and we got there. And immediately we got credentials to go watch the midnight yell. So if you don't know, Texas A&M does this thing where before every home game, they open their stadium and fans come in and they have their yell leaders, and the yell leaders will lead chants and crack hilarious jokes. I'm joking there. That was a hilarious joke. Their jokes usually aren't very good, but they try their best. They don't have a ton of humor. I get a great sense of humor, it seems. All around, they look like a bunch of goobers out there just kind of flailing around and, doing like a million push-ups for some reason. Just nobody knows what they're doing ever at any point. No one knows what's going on. But we decided, we've never been here. This is like one of the notorious SEC traditions. Let's go check this thing out. So we got credentials. We showed up. And I thought that we were going to be out of the way, media was going to get to go a certain area and you could kind of watch from afar, but they put us on the field. So the fans are all in the stands behind us. There was a little box that they put us in on the field. And I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty close to the action here. I don't know, this could be weird. But then I'm thinking, okay, well, we're the first ones here. We're the only people in this media area. I'm almost certain, more media is going to show up and we won't be the only ones that look out of place here. But we keep waiting and waiting. No one shows up. We're the only ones on the field other than the yell leaders. And while we're waiting for this to start, the yell leaders are like running back and forth, doing like push-ups, and like they're just, I don't know why they're doing any of this, but the whole time they're just running and doing push-ups while this event is getting ready to start, while people are filing in. So we're the only ones on the field that are not Texas A&M yell leaders. And so we're like literally on the field, and it's really uncomfortable because everybody's kind of looking at us like, I don't know why we're here, but maybe media will come. Media didn't come, but some people did come. I was really hoping media would come so I wouldn't be the only one not doing these stupid yells and chants or whatever. But when the people got here, they started filing in this little area of the field with us. And I'm thinking like, okay, we got people here. Sorry, I forgot where I was there. It's going to feel choppy. I had to pause and put my dogs outside. But anyway, I'm thinking, okay, maybe when media comes, I won't be the only one not doing these chants. People start coming in, and it's filling up. It's really getting full on this little area of the field. And eventually I find out that it's not media. It's not a neutral party of media like we are. It is yell leader alumni and their families, like their children and wives and whatever. So we're in the middle of this big cluster of yell leader alumni, which those guys are exactly what you would expect them to be. I mean, to the nose, just. So we're in there like surrounded, and they start the event, and they're doing these yells and their chants and their little dances, and all these people around us are doing them. We're the only ones in the entire stadium that is not doing anything. And it was the strangest. I think it was the strangest thing I've ever seen. It really was weird. It was weird. I am all for like really being a big fan of everything, and I think that's cool. But there's something very weird about what they do there. You look up and there's just a wall of fans doing these chants that you can't understand. It's like it doesn't make sense. And you're like, okay, the cult rumors, like I have friends who go to A&M, and I think they've joined the cult, but like you're sitting there and you're like, this is really like a ritual. This is a weird thing that they're doing. Like, I'm surprised they don't bring out an animal and sacrifice it and like start dancing around it, lighting fires. I don't know. It's like a very weird sort of deal. But it's something I can, at least a little bit. It's like, these are passionate fans. These fans love this. And that is great for college football and everything. And then, of course, A&M gets smacked by Missouri last year. Sorry, A&M smacks Missouri last year. Another thing about that experience, that visit, here's what I'll say about Kyle Field. Just an incredible, just mecca of football. It was unreal. It was our first away game, so I kind of dressed up. I had a sport coat on. Everything was so hot. And being from Texas, I should have been the one to say, guys, we don't need to dress heavy. It's going to be hot. But it was really, really hot. But it was just an incredible place. Kyle Field is massive. It is 10 times bigger than I could have imagined. It's huge. The press box was really cool. The press box food sucked. Really sucked, man. If anyone's curious about my press box food rankings for the boxes I've been in, A&M would be right towards the bottom. It was not impressive at all. But you get to the press box and you set up and you're getting ready, and they have this piece of paper out in front of where you're going to work at every spot for every reporter. And it starts talking about, gives you the Wi-Fi, gives you all the stuff like information about the press box and the field, and then it says at the top, it says something like, "Don't be alarmed if the press box starts shaking for the intro of this game. It's normal. It's totally normal." And I always heard that it shook, and I was like, "But it's an 11 a.m. game against Missouri. Like, they're not going to get riled up for this, I don't think." And I mean, it shook. It really did. It swayed. I was sitting there it was like swaying. And so that's another really cool thing. I would love to go back there and cover a game for like a night game, really high stakes night game. I think that would be incredible. But I grew up hating A&M. I still do not like A&M at all, but they have some of the best tradition and hardcore fans you can find, even if it's really weird. So there you go. I think it's interesting now. I mean, Missouri and Texas A&M are permanent opponents now in this new model, SEC opponent model. Like, I don't think many people expected that. I was expecting Arkansas, Oklahoma, and like maybe South Carolina, but they get Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M, so they're really throwing it back to the old days. Texas A&M and Missouri, some history here. They came to the SEC in 2012 together from the Big 12. So they had been in a conference before that, and they'd played and everything. So there is some history there. They haven't played all that much. They've played 17 times since 1957, which really is not a lot. I think I was surprised by this draw. I think it's really interesting. I don't know if it's a great thing for Missouri now because of the way Mike Elko has completely turned that program around, and they look like they're going to be a powerhouse. But I'm interested to see how things go there for sure. I mean, this is a great opportunity. Again, I'm going to preview this tomorrow, and I'll talk more specifics and everything. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Texas A&M is a very interesting program. And it'll be cool to play in Kyle Field every other year. I think that'll be interesting for Missouri fans and the reporters. It was a cool experience for me. Let's see. What else can I tell you? Missouri last won this series in College Station in 2014, 34-17. The year before that, they also won. That was the SEC East title game. They've kind of dominated the series since the turn of the century. In 2002, their first game of the 21st century, they won. So since 2002, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 4 against A&M. The 6 games leading up to that, from 1957 to 1999, they were 0-6. They did not score a point against A&M until 1992. They played a game in 1957, got shut out 28-0. Then they played a game in 1958, got shut out 12-0. And finally, they played again in 92, and they got points on the board. And they played again in 93 and got shut out 73-0. Good God. Finally, Missouri gets a win in 2002, 33-27. I was looking back at this. The last time there was a top – so obviously now Missouri isn't top 20 if you look at the college football playoff rankings, but I'm going to continue to use the AP poll rankings just for this argument because that was the data that I was using. But the last time there was a top 20 matchup at Missouri and Missouri won was in 2023 when Missouri hosted Tennessee. Both were, I think it was like 14 and 16. Both were top 20 teams. Missouri kind of took it to Tennessee. Cody Schrader had an incredible day. The time before that, where Missouri beat, unless I'm missing something in my research, the time before that, the last time there was a top 20 matchup in which Missouri won in Columbia was 2013 against Texas A&M. So we'll see what happens here. I'm excited to preview this game because I think there's potential for it to be closer than people probably expect. Like, a lot of people know that Missouri is without their starting quarterback, but they don't know that Zollers is like a blue chip type recruit, almost like a 5-star guy, and by some um, recruiting sites, and might be, I mean, better arm talent than Bo. He was always going to be the future of this program, and now he gets kind of thrown into the mix a little earlier than he thought. But I mean, the Missouri offense looked its best with Zollers in there against Vanderbilt. So I think there's a world where, it's a big game. Obviously, it's such a tough game to get your first career start, but there's a world, I think, where this is more competitive than people think. There's also a world where Missouri crumbles, and this is kind of the start of the downfall of their season, and A&M kills them, and you start a skid. But I don't know. I think there's a chance here. I think the pressure is on A&M, who's undefeated. Here's what I think. I don't think A&M is going to finish the year undefeated. I think they are going to lose a game, whether that is to Texas in a couple weeks. Who else do they play? They play Missouri, obviously. They play Samford. They play South Carolina. I think the two best bets to get Texas A&M are Missouri and Texas. So I think that upsets happen all the time. We know, Missouri fans know it because it's so evident when we play on the road. But it's tough to win in the SEC regardless of what the situation is. So, Missouri beat Oklahoma last year with Drew Pine back there. Drew Pine coming off one of the worst performances I've ever seen at Alabama. Just a terrible quarterback effort. He came and played really well against Oklahoma at home. Oklahoma had their starting quarterback, and Missouri won the game. So anything can happen here. I'm excited to preview it. Come back tomorrow. I'll talk more in depth about this matchup. This was just a little history lesson or whatever. I don't know. Sharing some stories about my time in College Station, Texas A&M. It is an interesting place for sure. But that's all I had today. Hopefully this was somewhat entertaining. Yeah. Come back tomorrow. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Come back tomorrow for a full preview on Texas A&M, number 3, Texas A&M versus number 22, Missouri. Big one for Missouri. If you win this game, your playoff hopes are absolutely alive. If you lose, they're done. So we'll see here. All right, come back tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.